gentlemen, welcome to Kyle.
Knockouts and 3 counts.
Yes, sir. Knockouts and 3 counts. This is a very, very special episode. This is an extended 2-hour episode. We're going to be doing our WrestleMania preview. We're going to be giving our picks for WrestleMania and NXT TakeOver. Kyle, you're going down to WrestleMania. You're going to have a blast. We'll talk about that. And we also going to give our picks for UFC 223 that's coming up this weekend, man. I got to figure out how I'm going to watch all this shit, man.
Yeah, you're telling me. I got to find somewhere to watch it once this shit's over.
It's going to be crazy. But we also have 2 special guests. One that's on the phone. We're going to introduce him in a second. We have a gentleman that will be coming in to the studio in a little bit. But let's kill a little bit of time. Let's go ahead and do our introductions. Hey, Mr. Thunder, are you there?
That's me.
Yes, sir. Why don't you go ahead and tell the people who you are, your social medias, and anything you got going on, man.
I am Anthony Thunder. I am from Detroit, Michigan. No. They laughing at me because they know who it is. It's Tony motherfucking Thunder. Tony Thunder on Facebook. Tony_Thunder on Instagram. Tony Thunder or something like that on Twitter because I'm still killed a motherfucker that stole my Twitter name. He hasn't tweeted since 2013. I'm still looking for him. This past Saturday in Peru, Indiana, I went for what the people would call a suicide dive and fell and hit the ground. Hurt both of my elbows. Sprained them both. I look like Mr. Burns. I look like Zorak the Mantis from Space Ghost Coast to Coast. For those of you who never seen that, I can't wipe my ass. And today is the first. I haven't shitted in 3 days. And today is the first day I fed myself since Saturday. Thank you.
So, I really don't know where to go from there, man.
What the fuck? That just went left.
What's your name?
This episode's going to
go. So Tony, you got anything coming up, man? Any appearances? Anything you need to promote?
I'm hurt. I don't know where. 2-3 weeks, I'll be back. Whatever I had this Saturday is done. I can't reach my ass. I'm full of shit because it's been 3 days. I hurt my elbows. They stuck like Mr. Burns trying to release the hound.
Dog, you're not helping.
Smitty.
All right.
That's how I feel right now.
Tony. So quick.
That's me.
Quick question, man. If someone needs to, Dad, you all right, man? So Tony, if someone wants to rent a wrestling ring, how do they do that, sir?
Oh, you want to rent a wrestling ring? Is it your bar mitzvah? Is it your birthday? Is it your cousin's birthday? Is it Jesus' birthday? Is it Jesus' resurrection? Is it Easter? Is it your wedding day? Is somebody died and you want a wrestling event at a funeral? We don't care. RentAWrestlingRing.com. We'll bring it there. We'll set it up. We'll drop kick people in there. I might attempt another suicide dive. I probably won't anytime soon. 2 to 3 weeks is the injury. But you want to rent a wrestling ring? Call us up. We'll bring it there. We'll set it up. Good times, good stuff.
All righty. Mr. Collison, why don't you follow that up, man? Why don't you go ahead and let the people know anything that we got coming up and throw your social medias out there, sir.
Well, I don't know if I can really follow that, but you can find me on Twitter at Detroit Knockout, at Detroit NOKOUT on Twitter and Instagram, Kyle Collison on Facebook. And we, as a show, will be at the TXC fights April 14th at Burton Manor, which brings us to our first guest. We've got
wait, I haven't introduced myself yet.
Well, Devin didn't introduce himself.
Yeah, fucking hot damn it. We got to talk about the other guy in the room too. My bad, ladies and gentlemen.
You're supposed to be throwing your social media out there.
I already did.
So, okay, I'm Devin McKissick. Hit me up on Twitter at Devin63. That's DEVIN63. And you can hit me up on Instagram.
Hey, if I want to rent a car, how do I do that?
You want to rent a car or buy a car?
No, I want to buy a car.
Oh,
I'm renting it.
Well, you can go to
South. Unless I can rent to own it, but I mean, do you got a hookup for that or something?
I think I do, man. You can go to SouthfieldQualityCars.com. Check out the inventory, and when you go there to make your purchase, use the reference code 19309. That's
1939.
No, 19309. Go in there, give that code.
Hey, can you drive for me? Because I can't use my arms right now.
That's called Lyft. Yeah, you can check out my Lyft code on the Knockouts and 3 Counts
you got
website.
A Lyft code too?
Yeah, man, I do. It'll be on the Knockouts and 3 Counts website. That's ko3cpod.com, man. Check that out.
Nice plug.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so our second guest has just made it into the studio. Mr. Collison, why don't you go ahead and make the introductions? Have a seat right here, sir.
Who we got on the phone with us? Yeah, I got somebody on the phone with us, don't we?
We do.
Yep,
we
yep,
got
yep.
Joe Battaglia with us too. But
Oh, word.
give me 1 second. Just trying to get situated. Our other guest just showed up, so it was perfect timing.
Yes, sir.
Oh, nice. See, I can't see that.
Yeah, I was going to try to.
I can't use my arms.
I was trying to go to be a good host to go open the door. But on the line with us, we've got the promoter for the fight that we talked about. We got Joe Battaglia with us. How you doing, Joe?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Not too
We're
bad.
great.
We've had quite the clusterfuck of a start.
I'm not feeling too good.
All right.
Sprained both my elbows, but besides that, I'm all right.
Hey, Joe, why don't you go ahead
That's
and
not too bad. Yo.
Joe, why don't you go ahead and throw
Yeah,
your social media out there and any information that you need to get out there about the fights coming up next weekend and anything else you got going on, man.
So social media is XXX Cage Fighting. TXC Live is the Facebook. And Joe Battaglia for Twitter and Instagram. And the show is at Burton Manor, Livonia, Michigan, April 14th. The doors open at 6 o'clock. Fights start at 7.
All right.
A lot
And
of good fights on the card.
how can people get tickets?
So you can get tickets right through our website, txclive.com,
Okay.
or you can get them from your local fighter. That helps them out, shows the promoter what kind of fan base. You know, you have Adrian in the studio right now. He has tickets. All the fighters have tickets, or like I said, you can buy them from txclive.com or at the venue right at Burton Manor.
All righty. Kyle, why don't you go ahead and introduce our other guests?
So in studio with us, we have Adrian the Eagle Harjabij. How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's up, buddy? Thank you for having me today.
So Adrian,
Hold on. Sorry, he was muted. Say that again. My bad.
all right. Try this. Take two. We've in the studio with us. We got Adrian Harjabij with us. How you doing, brother?
Good, man. How you been?
Not bad, man. Adrian is also going to be fighting on the fights with us. April 14th, we'll be in the building. So come check your boys out and come watch somebody get their ass kicked.
You guys want waters? You guys want
You
water?
guys want anything to drink? You guys good?
I think we're good.
So
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about a little bit about your background, Adrian. You know, like how'd you get into fighting, all that kind of stuff. You know, I know you were a karate champ and all that stuff too. So
Yeah. It's been a long road. I've been like doing the martial arts for 25 years.
25.
Yeah, like some people like not 25, but over like 20 years, you know.
Wow.
Some people see me like, wait a second, are you like just I started when I was 5 years old.
Wow.
So I never stopped since then, you know, been in karate over like 20 years. Training, competition, you know, every day, every week, tournaments. I moved in the States, 2011. I started the MMA. I started with Joe Battaglia, you know, since I came here, and has been a long way, you know, up to till now. Turning professional like few years after like being undefeated amateur, and finish fights in first round, and knocking people out, and then
you got a chance with Bellator too, haven't you?
yeah, I fought twice for Bellator. And went good. One fight here, one fight in Vegas. We're looking to do another big one. We'll see the venue, you know. It's going to be like one of the future plans.
Well, you were saying that you moved here in 2011.
Yes.
So where are you from?
I'm from Albania.
Okay.
From Europe. We are between Greece and Italy. So very beautiful place to visit, but here is like great to live, and so.
Well, the reason why I asked that question, and we've talked to other fighters about this, and you know, it's come up on the show before about really in fighting. There's a lot of fighters that have a nation that supports them. You take Canelo Alvarez or Triple G or Conor McGregor in MMA. They have that country support with them. You know, wherever they are, their people come and support them. Is it the same way where you're from?
Yeah, it's been the same. You know, I'm in Michigan, a fighter here. So like we have a big community. So like they been like with me since the first, you know, day one.
You'll see it when we get there, dude. But these dudes roll out deep, and they all got flags, dude.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know, it's great to have the support, and like, you know, I'm really, really blessed, you know, to be part of it.
And Joe, let me ask you the same thing. As a promoter, man, how important is it for a fighter to have basically a nation, you know, supporting them when you're putting them on your cards?
It's great, you know, because we get a lot, you know, our events are live online, so we get a lot of people from all over the world that follow several of our fighters. But Adrian's got a huge, especially here in Michigan, he's got a huge Albanian community that come out and support him at all of his events. And now that his brother's also fighting on the card,
Who's
you
also
know,
in
they got
studio
even
with
more
us.
to support. It's not going to be just Adrian anymore. It'll be him and his brother. So it should be twice as crazy.
Wait, why don't we introduce his brother?
We also have Adrian's brother in studio with us. This is your first fight over here in the States, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, my first fight.
Gotta be closer to the mic.
Yes, first fight.
Oh, shit.
But Adrian, translate me. I don't speak English.
It's all
Sorry,
good,
man.
brother.
Okay.
It's all good, brother. It's all good, brother. Just no worries.
You're gonna
Young
be a
here.
good,
No worries,
good
no
lesson
worries,
to
brother.
learn English tonight, you know.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, we'll start off with the basics. You're gonna need to know "fuck you." So when you go to face off with your opponent at the weigh-ins, just tell them "fuck you" and everything will be just fine.
That's a great way to get started.
I'm sorry, Joe. I didn't mean that.
That's all right.
Hey, Tony, you got any questions for our guest?
Not really, man. I'm just kind of enjoying all of this.
All right, appreciate that.
So-
It's hard to come up with questions when you can't use your hands. I know that's weird, but I'm trying to focus on wiping my ass. So I'm stretching my arms out just listening to this, and I'm enjoying it.
Son of a bitch.
Kyle, what were you about to say, man?
I lost my train of thought. You go ahead.
So, Joe, let me ask you a quick question. We were talking offline about TXC. How long has TXC been around, man? And what great fighters have you had come through in that time?
So September will be 10 years for TXC, which is, let me think. Other than Donofrio MMA, it's the longest running MMA promotion in Michigan.
Wow.
We started doing MMA because Donofrio did boxing, you know, for a long time. So he does MMA now, and he's been doing MMA about as long as us. So us two were right around the same time, and then WXC came just a very little bit later, not too much later. I think it was even just a few months. They were a different name back then. They've changed names a few times, but the same guys. We're fans of their promotion as well. You know, KOP's been hot the last year or so. You know, usually when these promoters come out of the gate, they're usually pretty hot, and then they realize how much energy it takes, and it kind of fizzles off. But, you know, KOP's doing a great job in Grand Rapids. We're fans of all the promotions in Michigan. Big John's been around for a long time. He took some time off, but, you know, he's been back at it. And like I said, we don't have any ill will towards any other promotion. We're actually fans. We go typically to watch those events, and we've turned out a lot of great fighters from our promotion, though. We were lucky enough that when we got in, that was a great group of guys. Darren Cruikshank, who, you know, was in the UFC, he was one of our champions.
Yes, sir.
Cody Stamen was one of our champions at one time. You know, Adrian's a Bellator vet. He was one of our champions, both as a pro and amateur. Jason Fisher, you name it. We've had just tremendous amount of talent come through our cage to go on to the biggest shows in the world. You know, Japan and all the way to the UFC. Bobby Nash has been with TXC. I mean, you name it, we've had them all. So we've had the privilege to be able to work with everybody. It's been an exciting road to see how far some of these guys can go. And right now, you know, he's the one, you know, taking the torch. And, you know, Cody also was a teacher in my gym, you know, before Michigan Top Team opened. Those Darren and Cody both were instructors at my academy at Fight Club in Waterford. So, you know, I have a good relationship with those guys. Vince Murdoch just fought in India. You know what I mean? He actually got screwed over there. But, you know, these guys are fighting all over the world. And you know, I knew Vince since he's 16 years old. You know, he's an adult now, 16 or 17 years old when he joined my gym. So it's just nice to see these guys mature into their life, you know, see how they're doing.
Yeah.
Not just in MMA, but in life.
Yeah, we just had Vince
have
on
a
the show
question for
2
Joe.
weeks ago, I think. Go ahead, Tony.
I'm pretty sure you're familiar with what's been happening recently with Manib's past fights and the string of bad luck he's just been coming against. Do you guys have a backup in mind for him, or like a backup to back up a backup, just in case something happens to where this fighter backs out or just, can't make it?
We do have a backup. I can't reveal any names or anything, but we do have a backup. We try to back up our bigger fights, but there's nothing guaranteed in this business, unfortunately. But the guy that he's fighting isn't the kind of guy that does back out. He's from Michigan, so he should be good to go. And here's the thing, he's from a good school as well. He's under James Gray at Scorpion Fighting System in Brighton. And I think it would be very hard for them to back out of that fight just because the whole Michigan top team versus Scorpion Fighting System. So I find it hard that he would, especially with all the trash talk those guys have been doing, to back out of that fight. And that's a very, very tough fight. It's going to be one of the toughest fights of the night. I mean, that's a very evenly matched fight. I mean, Jake was one of the TXC champions 10 years ago. So, he's been fighting for a long time. And Manid has never fought for TXC. This will be his first fight with TXC, but he comes from a great school. I'm a fan of his. I've been following him for the last couple of years. Both great fighters. So, I mean, I can't even call that, but that's a 100% coin flip. And I think it's going to end in knockout. I don't know which direction, but it's definitely an intriguing fight. And I don't think there'll be anybody sitting for that fight, that's for sure.
So, Adrian, we talked a little bit earlier, about the fact that you guys are both going to be on this card with us. Tell us a little bit about how camp's been going, and, you've been one of the highly touted prospects out in Michigan. So tell us a little bit about how that's been, and, like, we've already talked a little bit about, the Albanian community coming behind you, but what's it like, for a guy like you now that your name is starting to get out there to the point where you're becoming one of the higher name prospects out right now from Michigan?
I mean, yeah, we are in a good direction, like we're just, staying ready because, like any call can happen now. So, first step at a time, so now like we're focused on TXC.
Nice.
Has been a different camp like others, because last 2 months I have my brother in the States, we've been like doing a camp together with Marco Smallman and Joe directing us, in the right direction. So like we've been like really training hard, like my brother came here in the perfect timing, So like we're just pushing each other very hard, a lot of sparring, grappling and conditioning like nonstop every day. It was good, because my brother comes from the same background as karate, so used to do it till lately, so it was good like to be on the same track. Like I used to train like before back in the days, in karate. So like,
it's good to have the element from home.
Yeah. So it's been great, Like we can't wait like both to fight. Like everyone was telling us, like, not to fight together because like needs like
too much pressure
and stuff,
right.
But for us, it's like the biggest strength, so like we'll go there, dominate, another win, make our
beat
people
off each other,
Yeah.
Yeah, we beat each other up every day. So
Yeah, I was gonna ask that, man. Like, what was that like? The two of you growing up in the house, kicking each other's ass all the time, man.
I mean, I feel sorry for my brother, but
Shots fired.
he has been the one, like
Man, so
taking all that. But
I know your mom was probably going crazy with you two of you,
I know,
kicking each other all the day.
But he's today who he is because of all of that. He took my steps and he's done like amazing. He's strong, athletic. He has all the tools to go like more far than I've been. Like because he has like all the support needed. All the open doors. Like I had to build everything in my own and. So
you're the oldest, right?
Yes.
Okay. How far are you guys apart?
Like 3 years.
3 years? Okay.
Cool. So you also are you still training with Big Don as well?
Yes. We are all affiliated.
Yep.
With Big Don. we train at Funk Fitness, conditioning, a Warrior Way. So like we just great affiliation and like
This way a little bit. Cool.
so
Yeah.
they all have been helping, great team.
That's what's up, man. So how much Marco was talking a little bit about this last week when he was on with us, but how much do you feel like the strength and conditioning that you guys are doing over there, like with Funk Fitness and stuff like that? Because I feel like that's one of the underrated aspects as far as MMA is going and things like that. Like, how much of stuff like that, helped your game in that to add to the skills you already had with karate and all those type things?
It really helps, because when you have conditioning, like you don't worry about that, you
Yeah.
just use your skills and stuff, so it's very like important. But another part is not just conditioning, you need to really like have the feeling of like sparring.
Yep.
And like
See, that's how I differ from a lot. Like I get in Marco's case a little bit about overtraining because there's such a thing as overtraining,
Oh,
and
for
you can
sure.
really beat your body up a tremendous amount. So to be a fighter is different than CrossFit, and for me the strength and conditioning is better in the off season when you don't have a fight. Not as much. You still got to do it, but not as much during a fight camp because it slows you down a little bit. You're strong as hell, but it slows you down. When the power. I mean, you guys are boxing fans. Tommy Hearns.
Right.
He was a noodle.
The hitman.
Tommy Hearns was skinny, and he was one of the hardest hitting guys because he had leverage, he had speed, and he was flexible. So, flexibility
He was lengthy.
is. That's what I mean. Flexibility is underrated. You know what I mean? Like Scott Petrell, the guy that Marco's fighting, he's also lengthy, which means he hits hard. So those are things that you have to watch out for in a fight is, flexibility. And when you're doing too much strength conditioning, that takes away some of that flexibility and it takes away some of that snap. So you have to find the balance, and every fighter's different, right? They have to kind of figure out where their balance is. If they're sluggish when they're sparring, that means it's time to lay off the weights a little bit. If they're still sparring at a high level, then you can continue to do it, but you got to find the balance one way or another. The flexibility is the most important thing to a striker. It's the most. There's nothing more important than. I was a professional fighter. I'm an old man now, so I just I coach, but I have a 5th degree black belt in a striking style, and I'm a brown belt Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So I mean, I'm both versed on the ground and striking. So, and I've been a coach for a long time, many years. So I actually coached and cornered a guy in the UFC in 1996. If that dates me a little bit. So.
Wow.
Let me ask you this. When it comes to promoting as opposed to coaching, what are the biggest differences you would see when it comes to promoting kids you trained or fighters that you have?
So, when you're on a local level, it's really up, the promotion doesn't have as much to do with the promotion as the fighters do. You know what I mean? Because, for example, I can promote all I want a specific person's name, but if they're not in the UFC or they're not on TV all the time, nobody still knows who they are. You know what I mean? Adrian has a little bit different situation because he's got the Albanian community behind him. So people come to follow him just because he's Albanian. He's built up his name over the last, 5 or 6 years, where most guys on the card, it's up to them to bring their crowd because I can promote Joe Blow, let's say, for example, as much as I want to. Nobody's coming to watch him. If he's not a household name, nobody cares. They can watch the UFC or they can watch people that they've heard of or seen, fight several times. So these fighters on the local level need to really draw their fan base. So if there's nobody there, it's usually the card. That's why nobody's there. It's got really very little to do with the promotion. But I definitely don't consider myself a promoter at all. We put shows together. The reason why we started doing these events was because there was only one really promotion around when we started. They're out of business now, but they did a lousy job. They were horrible with the fighters. They started good, but then they started taking advantage of fighters. And so that's why we started doing it at that time. But I'm definitely a martial artist and a coach before I'm a promoter.
Are you talking about XCC?
Okay.
Yeah.
I figured.
I didn't
that.
want to bring up that.
I knew that. You didn't even have to say it. I already knew. I already knew. But Adrian, Joe was talking about, having the name and the promotion behind that. I've seen a lot of stuff on your Facebook and stuff. Tell me a little bit about what it's like for you when you're back home in Albania now that you're, getting out there with these fights and all that stuff. Like you've got support at your fights like very few people around here got, and I've seen they've had you on the news and all the other stuff. Like, tell me a little bit about what that's like for you as you're on your rise up in the beginning of your career and stuff.
Yeah, it's been like I've been having like the background science over there because I used to be like European champion. For years I was like the best in a national team in karate.
Okay.
For years, so like I always had the attention in media, and stuff. So in karate, representing like in all the biggest tournaments in the world, and then I moved to MMA. When I started MMA, the sport was not known in Albania at all. So but since UFC and McGregor started, now it's like very global. So they all know, they all like talk about it. Sometimes like they see videos and stuff or like fights, that they try to give you like advice, do this, do that, and like that's like, please just don't, just stay away, it's not like you're. But yeah, it's been good, it's been growing, and we have like now, my brother is one of the prospects,
Nice.
at the future of the sport too, myself, and we're still growing it, like still waiting like for a call to go in a big show, and like and the support is always there. It's been building up, each fight, more and more. So
Well, speaking of that, I saw an article, and I don't know how valid it is. Joe, you would know as well too. But I saw an article a few months back. They were listing a list of like top prospects that they were looking at for like the UFC Contender Series. you
yes,
know?
I was like one of top 25 prospects that should be on the show.
That's what I thought I saw.
So, but we'll see.
Yeah, Adrian was on there. I mean, the thing is, we do get a lot of notoriety in TXC because we've been around a long time. When Bellator came to town, they called me. We actually match made Bellator in Michigan.
Wow.
All 3 times that they were here. So, we put their card together, and Adrian is a 2-time Bellator vet, won both times. He won in Las Vegas, and he won here in Detroit when he fought. And, I haven't spent as much time with him all because he's, only been here for a very short time, and he doesn't speak as much English yet. But once he starts to understand the language, be able to spend a lot more time together and really, he's extremely athletic. He understands his body, and he's very confident. And I don't think people, a lot of people take that for granted, that confidence is the most important thing in any fight. It's not the ability, it's the confidence. It's the confidence that says you can do it. If you continue to tell yourself you can do it, usually you can. And you can take a rock star, superstar athlete, and if he's doubting himself, chances are he's going to lose. You know what I mean? So it's really a mind game. It's for the people that haven't fought before, they don't understand how it works. It's really in your mind. You have to go in the fight knowing that nobody can beat you. It doesn't matter who it is. You are the absolute best there is, and this guy's just an object in front of you that you're going to go through. And if you don't have that mindset, especially as you start to get older, people start to get worried about getting hurt. If you start to worry about getting hurt, it's time to stop fighting, because in this sport, when you win, you still get hurt. It's just part of it.
Right. Hey, Joe, let's talk about this card, April 14th at Burton Manor that you're putting together, man. Well, I know since we have 2 guests in here that are on the card, you can't, give predictions. What?
We've had 3.
Sure.
No, I said we have 2 in here now.
Oh, okay.
I know you can't give predictions, you don't want to be biased, but can you talk about, their fights and some of the other big fights on this card?
Yeah, so Amal's fight, he's fighting a guy coming out of Illinois, the same camp as the guy Josh Bruckner's fighting. They're teammates. And he's primarily a striker. He's got a few more fights because this is Amal's first pro fight. He's been an amateur before this, so this is his first pro fight. But I'm excited to see the fight and see how it goes, especially since they're both strikers. Adrian, like I told you earlier, can't really talk about his opponent because we don't have his contract back, but it's going to be a very interesting fight. he's always entertaining. So if Ramal is anything like Adrian is in the cage, then
I think
it's going to be a great show.
he'll
And
be
you
the
know,
most
with
aggressive
Minnie
one.
and Jake Lamb, I'll be shocked if that fight gets out of the first round. Those guys want to kill each other. You know, that's going to be.
And I heard somebody had their girlfriend talking smack.
Yeah,
that was Marco's guy.
So that's a Scott Petrell and Marco's fight, and so that's a very technical fight. You know, Marco's an extremely technical guy. He's a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. He's a brown belt in karate. And Scott Petrell is with a good camp now. He's on a 3-fight winning streak. He's very tall, very long, very lengthy. Has a lot of power. That's a tough fight, and that's another coin flip. You know, Adrian actually fought Scott Petrell not about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. I don't know how long ago it was now, but you know, so they had actually fought, and that went to a decision. You know, so that's and Adrian usually finishes his fights in the first round, so it just shows you how tough. You know, and Adrian's a former world champion, so it's not going to be an easy fight for Marco. But Marco always comes prepared. He always works hard. He never misses training. You know, he's constant in the gym. If he says he's going to be there, he's there. He works at 100%. There's no lazy. It's almost, like I said, to where he might work out too much. He needs a break. He needs to let his body rest. So, you know, next week he'll rest his body and be prepared for the fight, and Scott's going to be prepared for the fight. It's going to be a bang fest. I'm excited. I mean, there's some amateur
Let me
undercard
ask you
fights
this, Joe. Is that the only fight that you could see going to submission?
I don't know if that fight's going to go to submission because, you know, Marco's good standing on the ground, and so is Scott, and they both want to bang it out. So I don't know if it's going to end in a submission. I don't know, man. Like I said, it could go anywhere because both guys are so good everywhere that I think they could just go kind of wherever they want. I don't know how that fight's going to end, but I don't know. You know, I'm horrible at calling fights. You know what I mean? Because you never know what can happen in this game, especially on this level, right? I mean, guys are usually, I find on the pro level, especially with experienced guys, it's usually the first guy that makes a mistake loses. It's not typically the star that outshines the other guy. It's very typically some small mistake somewhere in the fight, and that just changed the course of it, and that's usually how the fight ends. It's the first mistake loses.
Kind of like chess in that aspect.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's how I teach fighting, as chess. I don't teach, you know, martial arts as just be the bigger, stronger, faster guy, because that's just not always the case. I try to break, you know, my fighters when they fight, I try to break them down based on the person they're fighting, put a game plan together, usually the week of the fight, put some kind of game plan together on how to beat that blueprint, you know, that blueprint to beat that person. And that's it, you know, and it's different for every fight, right? Because not everybody's the same. Not everybody's quick, not everybody's tall, you know, and there's different variables in every fight. So that's the strength in the guy, is how they're kind of coached, you know, to be person. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to do it, right? I mean,
Right.
Fighters kind of find their own, and anybody can say anything they want until they get punched in the face, and then they realize it doesn't always work that way, right?
So, Adrian, you know, we've talked about your fight a little bit. You know, before we get into this UFC card that we've got coming up, because I'd love to hear all of your guys' thoughts on that. You know, give us, give the listeners, and if you got anything you want to say to your opponent, tell us what we can expect from you and your brother come April 14th.
I just want to say, like, you know, it's gonna be fireworks. You know, just wait. We show up over there and just, you know,
And watch the fuck out is
Just,
basically what he's
you
trying
know.
to get at.
we're just gonna go and like live it all there. We have all the tools, you know. Like, I'm like, you know, last fights, you know, I'm just going for like finish the fights, and I've been playing safe, you know, because like I wanted to build my record because it's very important. But you know, just right now it's just like no more pulling back, you know, just go for it. And
Yeah, Devin, you're in for a treat, dude, because if you haven't seen them fight before, I've been there for a lot of his fights. He's
You was there.
yeah.
Everybody take a shot.
You can ring the bell, motherfucker. But yeah,
He
yeah,
fought
dude.
there too.
Here's the thing, too, is I think their crowd, one, because they're both on the card, is going to be bigger. And two, I didn't even know this until today. I was at the venue. that the Albanian TV does a party every year at this venue, and they
Yes,
put 800-900
Yes, that's
every
true.
time.
Wow.
Yeah, in this
It's a New
venue.
Year
So
party.
a lot of the Albanian community already know this venue. They know the place very well. So I think that it's going to bring out a lot more numbers because of that as well.
Wow.
Nice.
So as we talk about that, another thing we got going this weekend, we've got the big UFC 223 card. You've got now, as we just found out, Tony Ferguson has backed out, and it's going to be Max Holloway versus
Khabib.
Khabib. I'd love to hear all your. First, we'll start with Adrian since you're in studio. I'd love to hear your thoughts and who you've got in that fight.
I mean, I'm glad I saw Holloway is fighting Khabib, So I want the Holloway to win. Yeah, I'm a fan of that guy.
He was a cool guy. We got to meet him while he was here in
Yeah,
Detroit.
very cool. I don't know. For some reason, I don't like Khabib, so I was never a fan of him.
I think Khabib is going to smash him, if you ask me.
I'm just saying I wouldn't want to fight Khabib because the way he beat the living shit out of Barboza the last fight, I was like, damn, that was damn near criminal.
Yeah, but Max is,
I
is
think
different.
I think Khabib was going to kill Ferguson too.
I agree. I think this is Khabib's fight, no matter who it is.
I don't even know who's on this card. I don't even pay attention anymore. But
Well, and
I
another
know that fight. And
the other big fight you've got is you got Rose Namajunas and Jędrzejczyk are running it back.
Try to say those two names 3 times fast.
Nope.
And then throw Khabib's name in there too. Hey, look who just walked in.
Tupper Kyle. I already know it's him. I ain't even there.
We've got Kyle in here.
You know what's funny? I don't even have headphones on. I can hear his
Yeah, one
Can't
of
hear you, Tupper Kyle. Come to the mic.
one of our other co-hosts just walked in the door. But yeah, the other fight we have coming is Rose Namajunas and Jędrzejczyk. So, Adrian, what's your thoughts on that fight?
I like the fight. When I saw that the fight was happening, I was excited and to see it, and I got Rose on that fight, so she won. That was
That was a nasty knockout.
yeah. So I think she will get it again.
What about you, Joe?
I think the other girl's going to win.
You think Jędrzejczyk's going to take it back?
Jędrzejczyk.
Yep, I think so. I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm not a good predictor, but I think I don't know, man. I think the other girl's going to win. She seems like she's not a nice person, so
Well,
she's mean enough to.
Wait, hold on. This is where I step in. I've actually met Joanna before, and she's honestly one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. I just wouldn't want to cross her when
Well,
she's
I mean,
in fight mode.
I'm in the cage. That's
Yeah.
what I mean. You know what I mean? Some people wake up, you see them day to day, and they're just the best people. But some people, when they walk in that cage, man, they just turn it on, and they're nothing seems to phase them. And I think that's the case with her, man. I mean, you stare across the ring from her, she just looks like she wants to kill you.
I agree, and I think she's gonna win this one. I think we're gonna end up getting a trilogy out of this. I think it was a great fight leading up to the first one. I think it's even better now because of the rematch and the upset. So I'm looking forward to I'm looking for the number 3. So you got to get this one out of the way. So I'm going with Joanna Jędrzejczyk.
I'm going to take Khabib in the first fight, and I think Rose is going to take her again.
All right, and one fight I wanted to bring up since we have 2 brothers in the studio. Michael Chinkesa is going to be going up against Anthony Showtime Pettis. So, and you were talking before about having your brother fight on the card, and Sergio and Anthony have fought before on the same card. Didn't necessarily go that well for them. They're not fighting on the same card this time. So I want to get your thoughts on Anthony Pettis versus Michael Chinkesa.
Chiesa.
Well, yeah, that guy.
Chinkesa.
the one
Where
that-
do you get Chinkesa out of Chiesa?
The one that lost to Kevin Lee. Let's put it like that. The guy that lost to Kevin Lee. Let's put it like that. There we go.
That sounds like a
That's,
fucking burrito, bro.
Interesting fight to happen.
New from Taco Bell.
I don't know. I see Pettis has his breakdowns in a way. In few fights he would never the same. But that's interesting fight to happen. So we'll see. But I think Pettis will win.
Okay. What about you, Joe?
I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with Pettis. Just flip a coin.
Okay. I'm going with Pettis. What about you, Kyle?
I'm gonna have to go Pettis, but I tell you, you got to watch out for Chiesa because Chiesa's
He's
been on a roll
pretty
lately.
good wrestler too, and that's
So
Yes, is a stud. I mean, he can easily win that fight. I mean, isn't he probably the favorite? I would assume.
yeah, I would assume so because Showtime's been on a little. I wouldn't say a downslide, but he's been on a little rough slide the last.
He's been disappointing his fans is what he's been doing.
Yeah, what Tony said.
How do you really feel, Tony?
Man, I used to love Showtime, man. I fucking love Pettis, bro. But it seems like he had the height of his career whooping Bendo's ass, and then that was it.
So here's a
He
fun
kind of
fact.
fell off after that.
Here's a fun fact for you, Tony.
Yeah.
Since you're a Showtime fan, you know Miles was supposed to fight him in Chicago.
You know, you were supposed to fight him one time. Ring the bell.
Fuck that. Fuck that. I'll just kick him in the dick.
Ring the
the
bell
alarm?
again.
Ring a
Two
bell.
times.
Can we get a clue bomb for that?
Oh shit.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and let you guys say anything that you have to say to your fans out there. Anybody that's going to be coming to the fight, why they should come get a ticket. Anything you want to say to your opponent?
I mean, like everyone knows not to be like, but everyone knows who,
He knows who the fuck they are. Is what he's
Like-
getting at.
like everybody knows, like we're gonna put a great show, a great fights. So like special, like it's gonna be 2 of us, so it's like double fireworks. So it's not gonna be disappointed, However the fights go, like it's not gonna be disappointed. Everybody will have like worth of money when the tickets are gonna buy, So like I will appreciate everybody's support, like sponsors and
Oh yeah,
and
go ahead.
people-
Throw your sponsors out there too, man.
yeah, like we have like a few local sponsors, like they gonna support us, the TV, Being TV of America, and few other sponsors that we're gonna be like promoting and posting them, in a few days.
Okay,
So like to put all together because we're still like working on
putting
that.
that together.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Joe,
yeah.
any last words you want to tell people with the fights and anything?
April 14th, new venue. Make sure you come out, support all these guys. Get your tickets from one of the fighters. It helps them out, shows the promotion, who's out there hustling, trying to get a fan base. And that's exactly what the UFC and Bellator and all these big shows are looking for. They're looking for popularity. You know what I mean? It's not always about the fighter, and it's about the popularity. That's why the WWE is so successful, right? So,
Okay,
I'm
so
excited to see what happens.
So since you threw that out there, I got to ask you one more quick question before we let you guys go. I want to know what your guys' thoughts are on the Ronda Rousey thing.
As far as what? I mean, I think.
What are your
she's
thoughts
gonna
on
be a
her in the
huge
WWE?
draw. I think she's going to be a huge draw. So far, to me, like from her interviews, she sucks. She's really green, but Hulk Hogan, he also sucked in the beginning. So, she's just got to find her niche, and it's not easy. Everybody says, talking in front of millions of people or wrestling is easy. Those guys are athletes, man. That's not an easy deal, and to compound that, even for the athlete, it's not easy to
I
get a
wrestled
following.
Wow.
So.
And we'll save.
Like I said, she's popular, so she's going to do well. As long as she's popular, she's going to be great. She could be the worst wrestler on earth. It won't matter. As
This
long
is
as
true
people
with
want to see her,
WWE.
they're going to have her.
I definitely agree with Joe on that, especially on her microphone skills.
Right.
We'll save our thoughts for that when we come back from this quick break, But Adrian, I want you to, and your brother, I want you guys to throw your social media out there
Yeah,
for people can follow you and watch you on your journey as you go whip some ass next week.
Thank you.
But go ahead and throw your social media out there. You got Twitter, Instagram, any of that good stuff?
Oh yeah, well, I have a Twitter, Instagram, all of that. They can find me at Adrian Hadribe, or Adrian the Eagle MMA on the Instagram and Twitter. So I'm like, if you press Adrian the Eagle, I'll be everywhere. So like easy to be found.
And Ermal?
And
Ermal?
And Ermal, my brother. Same last name. Just press Hadribe Brothers, so like be easy to find us and
Okay.
So in other words, look up the Hodger Beach Brothers, see somebody get their ass whooped, show up April 14th.
And Joe, why don't you go ahead and throw your social media and the promotions website and all that good stuff out there.
So the website's txclive.com, and the social media is XXX Cage Fighting TXC Live. That's the Facebook. And Joe Battaglia you can find on Twitter and on Instagram. Facebook's the easiest way, and like I said, txclive.com is the website, and that's where all our streaming for the events go to. That's the other thing I didn't mention too, but our streaming, we typically online get an average of about 17,000 people that watch our events online at any given show.
Wow. Well, shout out to all 17,000. Make sure you listen to Knockouts and 3 Counts.
Hell yeah.
We
Cheap
need
plug.
that type of listening.
Joe, any last words before we let you go?
April 14th, we'll see you guys cage side.
All righty.
Cool.
All right. Well, we're going to take this quick break. Thank you guys for being on the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're going to take this quick break, take some pictures, and then when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit of wrestling. So we'll be right back after this
Thanks
quick
for having me on, guys.
Yep.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
stuff we talk about when we're not on air.
I hope nobody heard that.
Man. Mr. Thunder, are you there?
I hope not.
I'm here, and I heard everything.
We'll keep that amongst ourselves. We're back, and we got Mr. Pepper Cow.
I will not answer that. He's Sugar Kyle.
Kyle's in
I'm
the
just
building.
Kyle.
He's Pepper Chaos now.
Pepper Cow.
That sounds like
Pepper
that
Chaos.
sounds like a damn Kung Pao chicken knockoff. I won't answer these names. But what's up, people?
Chaos.
What's up, people?
Mr. Chaos, why don't you go ahead and throw your social medias out there?
I'm gonna throw it out. Have you guys actually ever gotten anybody hit you up from the show? The like any viewers or anything that's ever hit you up?
Yeah.
Really?
I have.
I don't count, so don't count me if you're counting me in that.
Oh shit! Then that's
Yeah, but there's the other guy.
Producer Randy, throw
It's,
your social medias out there.
it's
Kyle can go first.
it's at Team Chaos on both Twitter and Instagram.
And that's Pepper Chaos.
And I can only imagine what that emoji would look like. And I'm actually, I think I might start tweeting. I might send a few tweets out.
If we're telling people to fucking follow you, I mean,
I hate Twitter, man. It's just I'd rather say what I want to say in a picture or a meme, and that's what Instagram. That's why I understand Snapchat. Snapchat to me, I'm too old for Snapchat. That just passed me by. I'm like, Instagram is the farthest I can go with it. But Twitter and Instagram at Team Chaos. If you tweet me, I'll tweet you back, and maybe get a good dialogue going.
Tweet me and I'll tweet you back.
Wasn't that Soulja Boy song in 2008?
No, that was what the
That's
fuck?
like 98.
The hell? Yeah, you having a growth spurt over there? Stop drinking the Coke, man. That's what Coke does. It gives you
Anyway, producer Randy, why don't you go ahead and throw your social media
voice
out
of
there?
God. What is it? What is your social media?
You can follow me on Twitter at Randy Walker, Instagram Randy Walker 83.
Bam. Mr. Thunder,
That's me.
throw your social media out there one more time.
And just make it streamlined.
Oh, my social medias?
Yeah.
All right. My social medias. Yeah.
It's not a freestyle.
Okay. Oh, you want to hear me freestyle? Yo, check it.
Cut-
I'm the
cut
best
his-
rapper
cut his-
you've ever
cut his
heard.
feed.
First of all, let me just say that. If we go back to my all-star days, back when I used to kick the microphone one time for the one time, and I used to spit that hot fire,
Is
they don't
anyone
even
listening?
know, man. They don't even know. I was the best 16-year-old rapper
Tony.
that the face of the planet
On
has
track.
ever seen in a
On track.
16-year-old
Tony.
body.
It's only a 2-hour show.
Tony, we want to get to these mania picks, man. Throw your social media out there, brother.
Excuse me, Pepper Cow. You just said your chaos and Snapchat shit. Let me get my shit in too, okay? Just like wrestling, let me get my shit in.
Get to it, damn it.
Cut me off.
Which Tony Thunder
All
are
right,
you?
So,
Which Tony Thunder can we
get
find
your
you at?
shit in. Get your shit in.
Hey, don't clap
my
your
plan.
hands. You're gonna mess
I
your
gotta get my
elbows up
shit
again.
Tony Thunder, I wasn't clapping my hands. That was my tongue.
Fat guy,
Flapping
little
my
coat.
tongues in my
Fat
lips.
guy, little coat. Fat guy.
All right,
Go ahead, man.
I'm still attempting to reach my ass so I can take a shit that I've been holding on to 3 days. I'm Tony Thunder on Facebook.
Don't ask him what time it is.
Thunder on Instagram. Tony Thunder on Snapchat. Something Tony Thunder on Twitter because we still looking for the motherfucker who ain't tweeted since 2003. By the way, I was at the store the other day and this girl was like, yeah, I'm trying to buy this beer. And she was like, what's your birthday? She said 96. I said, 96? She ain't going to be able to get no fucking beer, but she could.
Yeah, makes you feel old, right?
Yep, I was at the bar today. Yeah, you can hit me up on Twitter. And Devin the 63. It's DEVINTHE 63. You can hit me up on Instagram at All Steak No Sizzle. That's one word. Make sure you check out the Reality News Era page on Facebook. We will add you and we will talk wrestling
Oh,
shit.
wait. I got something. I got one more plug.
What's
one
that?
more plug. Facebook.com/RapPack. Yes, it's official. It's pack as fuck. That's pack. And it's as pack as it gets. Facebook.com/RapPack. Like the motherfucking page.
Bam. Mr. Collison.
you can find me on Twitter and
Now
Instagram
that-
at Detroit Knockout, at Detroit NOKOUT. Find me on Facebook, Kyle Collison.
All
Go
right.
ahead and clear your throat there, Kyle. You sounded a little funny.
All right.
And make
Look
sure
here,
you don't forget
Randy.
the chips in the mic.
As a frog.
Hey, I'm just doing my audio engineering job here.
Ooh,
You're just talking shit.
voice of God.
Anyway, fellas, let's jump into some wrestling, man. It's been a while since we just sat down.
Did
and-
Randy throw his social medias out there?
Yes, he did.
He did. You were
He
talking.
already
You didn't
did.
hear it.
Okay.
All
okay.
right.
I must have been asleep on that. He does it. He gets it in and he does it. He doesn't get his shit in. I just want to say. You gotta
So,
get your
Devin,
shit
what
in,
you were
Randy.
saying?
So, it's been a while since we talked wrestling.
Wrestling.
It's Mania coming up. We're gonna start off with a little NXT. I just think we should just go down, give our little thoughts about each
NXS?
match. Huh?
NXS?
He said NXT.
NXT.
I know. I'm fucking with him.
Please
it's
don't.
It's a joke. Anyway.
Please don't.
It's a joke with who? Because I damn sure ain't get it.
Yeah, me neither. I'm like, what the fuck?
We're gonna talk.
NXS?
We're gonna start off a little NXT, but before we get to that, we got one of the members of the show's going to WrestleMania, and it ain't me this time. Mr.
Oh, you wasn't there?
I'm not gonna be there, but Mr. Collins is gonna be there, man. Why don't you go ahead and let the people know, what you got planned for your WrestleMania experience, sir?
Yeah, so I got a pretty busy weekend. I'm gonna be leaving out Friday morning for New Orleans. Friday in the afternoon, I'll be at WrestleMania Access. Friday night, I'll be at the Impact versus Lucha Underground show. Saturday morning, I'll be at WrestleCon, and I will be in the meet and greet thing with Stone Cold. During the afternoon, I'm gonna be working out with Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch and all them. And then Saturday night I'll be at TakeOver. Sunday I'll be at the Chair Shot Reality pre-party with Tommy Dreamer, Mr. Anderson, and Noel Foley. And then I'll be at WrestleMania. And then Monday I'll be at Raw.
So you do know you need to get a Knockouts and 3 Count shirt, so everybody.
We've been talking about this for the longest time. Kevin said he had that covered, but I don't know what the fuck happened.
I said it.
I
All you gotta
say-
do
You said
is
that shit
I
2
have
months ago.
I have somebody that makes T-shirts. Just give them notice in advance. They need more than a few
You said you
days.
were going to do that already.
Nobody ever had.
Hey, how about
Yeah,
we
Pepper
talk about
Cow.
this off the air, people? How
Hot
about
damn.
that? We got to stop
We only
fighting.
got an hour, Pepper Cow, remember?
Thanks, Randy.
Well
Appreciate
played.
it. Appreciate that. But I don't know about all of us. I know Kev's going to be there, but we will be at Buffalo Wild Wings in downtown Detroit for NXT TakeOver. We'll be partnering up with the people over at Breaking Down the Ring right here on the podcast Detroit
Shout out to
Network.
Mikey.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to that. And we'll be talking to him about some other things. I'll bring that up in a second. And Sunday.
Oh,
Sunday.
Everybody low voice for this. Low voice for this.
If we had some sad music, that would be great. But yeah, we'll be at Bailey's.
Hey Randy, do you have that Bill Bixby Incredible Hulk walking away sad music? That'd be perfect for this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Somebody just do it like that. Yeah.
we'll be at
You got to deliver this eulogy.
we'll be at Bailey's in Dearborn for WrestleMania. It's been a tradition for a long time. I've been going there for the past 5 years.
Every pay-per-view
Been on
has
there
been a
for what,
tradition.
3
Every
years?
pay-per-view,
Yeah, 3
they've been
years
showing
now.
it. But it's going to be the Swan Song.
Unfortunately.
They've decided
Unfortunately.
not to show pay-per-views at Bailey's in Dearborn anymore.
Because some asshole made somebody feel uncomfortable. Whoever you are, you're an asshole.
Wait, is that why?
Probably Tony Thunder.
I was about to. Damn it! You took the joke from me. I'm saying, what did you say, Tony? You said something. What did you say?
I don't know. I
I'm
was
sure
just,
somebody said something about the Miz. John Cena guy hasn't been there. We hope he ain't dead.
I was just going off what Devin said
shout
on
out
the
to
phone.
Bailey
I
for
got Miss John Cena
hosting
guy, though. It was fun
WrestleMania
to fuck-
for
it was
how long
fun
you've
to
been
mess
doing
with
it.
John Cena
We
guy.
really appreciate it and respect the tradition. This is the last one, so here lies Bailey's in their last WrestleMania.
Pour
So
one out for
sad reacts
Bailey's.
only. I want to see some crying faces during this part of the video. Just put the sad reacts up there.
Yeah, we're currently working on finding another venue.
You're having fun with that part, huh?
I get to drink.
That's all I'm saying.
I can just drink and say it's business. It's great. But no, we're working on that. Hopefully, we'll have something before. What's the next pay-per-view? Backlash or something like that? I don't know.
Shit, I don't know.
Whatever the next pay-per-view is, we'll have something set up, and we'll let you guys know where we're going to be going to watch the pay-per-views after that. But come to Buffalo Wild Wings Saturday. Sunday, come to Bailey's and come check us out. All right. So let's talk a little NXT.
Let's talk it.
Yeah, let's run through the card real quick.
What? Somebody said something about Tony because I ain't hear it.
No,
No.
I said anything about Tony. All right, the first match we're going to talk about, let's talk about Mr. Jonathan R. Gargano versus
Wow.
Tommaso Bartholomew
Whoa, what the
Ciampa.
fuck?
Is that really his
Justin
middle name? You just threw
Gargano.
that in there.
No, just making up
What
middle
What is it
names.
with you and Bartholomew,
Johnny
man?
You know what?
talking about-
I don't
you
know.
talking about
Jebediah is
Johnny
my
Wrestler?
go-to middle name for people, even though I know it's nobody's middle name. It just sounds.
Bartholomew. It's a great
What is
middle
the
name.
quintessential match of NXT that we're going through today?
A mismatch, probably.
So, Mr. Collison, you're going to be there. Your thoughts on Tommaso Ciampa versus
We missed the whole big
versus Johnny Gargano, and why don't you go ahead and give your prediction for that match too?
I'm really looking forward to this one because I've really liked the story and the build-up with it. I like that they actually had Johnny lose. I really didn't think he was going to lose, and then the way like Ciampa had just that shit-eating grin as Gargano left, I thought was pretty dope. Obviously, I think Gargano is going to come back and win this one. I think that's going to be his way to get back at Ciampa.
Alrighty, Mr. Me. I agree. Mr. I was looking at the order. Mr. Me. I agree. I think Johnny Gargano is going to win this match, but I feel like this match is probably one of the best builds of all the matches this whole week.
Agreed.
From NXT Chicago, it was last year, up until now. Ciampa got hurt and like he kind of was forgotten about. Gargano had this great run and Ciampa just ruined it for him. You got to get Johnny G back in there, man, so that they can keep this going. So I'm going with Johnny G. Mr.
Pepper.
Black Cow.
Yeah, I'll answer the Black Cow one. Anyway,
Look, if you motherfuckers are allowed to call me Sugar, you got to take Pepper.
I'm not answering the Pepper. You like Sugar. I don't like Pepper. I gotta go with Johnny G.
He only made himself like it.
I gotta go with Gargano.
Johnny G.
It's a great storyline. It's one of the best storylines that WWE has going right now. I feel it being his win. I feel this being.
It's about time for him to win because he lost how many times to Almas? Fuck.
I'm like if he loses this, it's just like beating a dead horse. It's like, okay, we've seen him lose. We need to see this moment from him. So yeah, I got him winning that one.
Mr. Thunder.
That's me.
Yes, sir. Your thoughts and your prediction.
Man, Gargano seems like whenever anything is on the line worth winning, whenever it's just like that big one, that brass ring, whenever he tries to reach for it, he falls. I'm giving this one to Ciampa.
Ooh. And you know who agrees with you?
You?
Kev.
Oh, God.
Kev
Let me change my answer. No, because if Kev said that Ciampa's winning, he damn sure ain't winning.
No, you're locked in, bro.
I think he does have the worst.
He does have the worst overall record out of everybody.
He had one great pay-per-view where he almost cleaned up, and ever since then, his picks, yeah, Kev, man, your picks are shit, man. Like
Kev's pick will be the last pick for all of these, just so no one bases theirs off of him. So,
wait, that's what he's picking? Nah, change my answer. Damn, nah.
All right, so
did you snort? I think you snorted.
No, I didn't.
I'm not talking. I'm talking about him. I thought I heard him snorting.
no, I did not snort.
Who he picked for the next one so I can change my answer before it
I'm not telling. So I'm going up first on this one. We have the ladder match for the new North American.
That belt looks shitty.
I haven't seen it.
It looks like the Raw Tag Team's titles.
Fucking A.
With the
It's not
I
good.
think it looks like one of the old territory titles from AWA, NWA.
I like
think
the
it's very
center
classic
plate,
and
but I
beautiful
don't like
title.
the belt. It's
I haven't
maroon.
seen it, so I can't
I
comment.
was about to say it looks like the
think-
old school like United States or North American Championship. Man.
I like the center plate,
Yeah.
but the belt design, I think the second I saw it, I had to zoom in because I thought it was a Raw Tag Team title.
Man, but this is a ladder match, which I always love.
Oh yeah,
And
I think it's beautiful.
in this match, we have EC3.
EC3.
And all right, let me just let everybody know we're recording this on Tuesday. If anything changes between now and then, I will definitely get the picks from all you guys and I will post them. As of right now, Adam Cole is in this match,
Baby.
but Adam Cole is also going to be in the tag match because there's an injury to Bobby Fish. That's what I saw.
Ooh.
If that changes, we'll update that information coming down the line. But as of right now, we have EC3, Adam Cole,
Baby.
Lars Sullivan,
Yeah.
Killian Dane, Ricochet, and Velveteen Dream.
I think I know who you're picking.
I'm going first on this one. I'm not going to pick with my heart. I'm going to pick with my head. I'm going with Ricochet to get this one.
I hate you.
What?
I want Velveteen Dream to
Is that
get
a
this
Hootie
one.
and the Blowfish shirt?
No, Darius. Well, yeah, it's right.
I just,
It took me a minute. Fuck you. I had a brain fart.
Everybody.
the second I saw that, I'm like,
Everybody.
I had a brain fart. Yeah, I've seen him about 3 times, dude.
Mr. Campbell.
I'm sorry. I just got Hootie on the mind now.
Mr. Campbell, your thoughts on this here?
His name ain't Hootie.
He's Hootie. He's always gonna be Hootie to me. Mama name is Hootie. I'm gonna call him Hootie. I'm gonna go with Ricochet, man.
Is my name Pepper? I'm gonna call him Pepper.
This match seems tailor made for him. Like I said, that's me picking with my head, my heart. EC3.
Ooh,
I'd love to see him just come right in, get gold, and then just be EC3. Just
Wait,
piss
who you
everybody
picking?
off. I'm
He
picking
picked Ricochet,
But yeah, I'm going with
but he
Ricochet.
went on the love fest about EC3.
Mr. Thunder, your thoughts and who you got in this?
That's me.
Yes, sir. Who you got?
Like y'all said, I'm not gonna go with my heart. My heart is me wanting Velveteen to take it.
too.
But my mind says, and if everything stays the way it is, that the winner walking out with the championship will be none other than Adam Cole, baby.
Baby.
Alrighty. And if he is taking out this match, you can change your pick. Well, actually, anybody can change their
Okay,
pick
I like
if
that.
this match changes. All right, Mr. Collison.
I'm gonna go with Ricochet, and I think him and EC3 are gonna.
Y'all,
go at
this
each
is his
other
first
afterwards.
match, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
First televised, yep.
And y'all think he gonna come in and win it?
I
They've
just-
been advertising EC3 coming in as this his first match, and y'all think Ricochet? All right, who did Kevin pick? I mean, who did Kev pick?
Let Kyle finish his thought.
I
They
just-
should-
like I
oh,
said,
my
I-
bad,
My bad,
I mean,
Sugar Kyle.
I just think I pick Ricochet, and I feel like this match is going to have obviously a few cutoffs from it. I think Ricochet and EC3 will go at each other for a while. And I think, obviously, as they've already pretty much teased, I think Lars Sullivan and Killian Dane will go at each other for a while. So, I don't know. That's my thoughts.
All right, Mr.
You picked Killian Dane, didn't
Mr. Cav said, Velveteen Dream.
you? Mark.
Oh yeah, he was going with his heart.
All right, next up we have the tag match, which is also for the Dusty Rhodes Classic Championship and the NXT Tag Team Championship. We have Undisputed Era. As of right now, from what I saw, it's going to be Adam Cole.
Baby.
And
I don't know why I just started doing that when you came over. That's
Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. Oh, O'Reilly.
Righty.
excuse me,
Kyle
O'Reilly.
O'Reilly.
Alrighty.
We have the Authors of Pain and Roger Strong and Pete Dunne. Mr. Campbell, your pick.
Damn it. I'm gonna go with my heart on this one. I'm gonna go with Pete. Pete Dunne.
Dunne Strong.
Dunne Strong, for one. That's one of the best names. Him. I need to see more of him. So him having this on his waist hopefully will mean we'll see more of him. Yeah, I'm from this one. I'm probably gonna lose this one. I'm going my heart on this one.
All right, Mr. Thunder.
That's me.
That is you.
That's me. I'm gonna go with my heart says Dunn Strong, but I think AOP gonna be the first tag team to win back-to-back Dusty Classics.
Wow. Mr. Collins, your thoughts?
I want it to be done in them, but I think it's going to be AOP. Because if you guys remember, if you listened to the shows before that, I said as soon as they announced like all the brackets, I said it was either going to be AOP or I thought it would be either them or Sanity. So I'm sticking with what I originally said. I think it's going to be AOP, even though I really like the whole Pete Dunne Rowdy thing.
That's good.
I think AOP is going to be coming up soon, like really soon. So I don't think they're going to give them the belts. So it's
Where did they
Undisputed
go?
Era or
Wait, but this is for the belt or for a shot at the belt?
this is for the belt and the Dusty Rhodes Classic.
So they
Championship.
stripped Undisputed Era then.
No, they're still the champion. They're just added to the match.
So it'll be
So,
a
so, the,
triple
win-
threat?
so the winner walks away with the tag team championships
I didn't
and the
hear
Dusty.
that. I thought that the winner gets a shot at the title is what I thought I heard.
No, it's a
Yeah, I
triple
thought
threat
that
tag match.
Undisputed Era
Are
was
you
going
sure?
against
Yeah, It's a triple threat tag team match, and the winner walks away
Look
with the
that
tag
shit
team
up
championship.
because I'm almost
I'm live
100% certain that it was supposed to be the winner gets a shot at the title.
Look it up. I just watched it today.
I can
When
tell
they,
the look, the fire in your eyes just says, "Look it up, motherfucker."
Well, with how confident he is, we'll go with that.
He's
All right.
getting
It's
like-
a triple
like-
threat.
like-
It's
like,
a
look it
triple
up,
threat
look it
tag
up,
team
look it
match, and the winner walks away with the tag team championships and the Dusty Rose Classic Championship as well.
Well, fuck it. I'm glad I'm gonna be there then. Because I'm not. I know you fuckers are gonna do it anyway.
Cheap pop.
Well, so with me, it's between Done Strong and Undisputed Era, and I think they're gonna stick with Undisputed Era. So, yeah, and
I know it.
Kev went with Done Strong.
Shit.
Y'all not looking good on Kev's end.
It'd be funny if Kev wins this, man.
Shit.
Yeah, it would.
Shit. So far, I'm picking a lot of ones he's picked. Shit.
Mark
my
my words.
shit.
If Kev finds a way to win this shit, he'll be calling every one of us. Fuck you,
Oh.
fuck you, fuck you. I won.
God, I'll get a I'll get off work and look at my phone. And have a text message to him with a gift or
Fuck
something.
that. He'll be calling me at like 2 a.m. since we both work midnights. Hey, bitch.
I'll get a gift at like 11:45 of him just doing like the Buddy Christ.
All right, next match we got Shayna Baszler versus Ember Moon for the NXT Women's Championship. Mr. Thunder.
Who Kev picked?
I can't tell you. Mr. Thunder, what it do?
Kev's pick is like the fucking barometer. Go against Kevin.
What do you pick? Not that. What'd you pick on that test? A? Now let me get my test
Anything
back.
but Kevin.
Wow.
ABK.
Hey, Kevin's not here to defend himself, so
Because he don't love us no more. His mama might love him, but he don't love us no more.
his work schedule changed, so he couldn't be in the studio. Mr.
That's what he tells us.
Mr. Thunder, what's your pick, sir?
I'll see a match at festival.
Man,
And I'll kick him in
I
the dick.
want
That's
Ember
your
to
finisher
win.
move. Woman's special
But
kick from Raw
I
versus SmackDown
also
03.
think. What happened?
No, go ahead, Tony. Go ahead, Tony.
I want Ember to win, but I also think Ember's going to get caught up to Raw. So
Okay.
I'm going with Shayna on this one.
So, Mr. Collins, I need you to get your shit together and make your pick, sir.
Well, tell this other
I wish I could get my
motherfucker
shit
Pepper to
together
shut
so
the
I can
fuck
wipe
up.
my
We
bitch.
got Pat Patterson's finisher from Raw versus SmackDown 04.
Look,
Just kick
bitch,
him in
as
the
long
dick.
as they fall, all right? And a good finishing move needs to work on everybody. If you got a dick, it
Hey.
works.
If you can talk, you can make your pick. Go ahead, sir. Let's go.
Anyways, I'm taking Shayna Baszler. She's going to rip her arm off.
First man's ever said that.
Whoa.
So, yeah, I agree with Tony. I think Ember's getting called up really, really soon. So I'm gonna go with Shayna as well. And I think they need a heel champion for a while. Mr. Campbell.
Because Rousey's here, I don't see them giving that rub to two big MMA stars, so I say Ember Moon.
Ooh.
Plus, I don't see her
Ain't
getting.
nobody big MMA
I don't
star.
see. I don't see her coming up.
Shayna is a huge
Uh-oh.
MMA star, dog.
I don't see.
Hey,
them
I don't
Not
know
on the
to
same
Moon.
level as
I don't-
Rousey.
Wait. Everybody stop.
She's
Hey,
not,
Tony,
she's not
Tony.
a Ronda-sized MMA star.
No, I agree with you there.
Wait.
Not on
Everybody
Ronda's level.
stop. I don't know if y'all saw this. We got to go back, get this time marker. When you said Shayna is not that big of a star, Kyle literally rose up out of his chair like the Undertaker. He was like, "Motherfucker, yes she is."
Did the hell of
That
a
was
sell on Brock.
Somewhere around 1 hour, 17 minutes, give or take.
We're gonna need you to make a gif of that. Send it to everybody. Just send it to everybody.
All right, we're gonna speed through this last pick so that we can play this special song. But Kev went with Shayna Baszler, so we're all screwed.
Ember Moon, baby.
All right, last match, and there we're gonna take a quick break after this.
I'm good to go.
Aleister Black.
Wait. 1 second. You said Kev went with who?
The only other motherfucker
Shayna
in the
Baszler.
match.
Shit.
Yeah, we're all screwed. So
Wait. You pick Baszler.
yeah,
You pick Baszler.
Yeah, we all picked Baszler, and then Kev
Motherfucker on the
picked
phone pick Baszler.
and you pick Moon.
The ball motherfucker ain't here pick Baszler. I pick Moon. Moon gonna win. Watch that shit. That's my ace. Damn, I shouldn't have said that because Shayna Baszler says. Anyway, that's
You
All right.
fucked up.
Main
You
event.
done fucked up. You done did it.
I lose this weekend on that one pick. Fuck.
Main event
That's
of
gonna be the pick that you lose on.
main event of NXT Takeover. We have Aleister Black defending his championship. I'm sorry, not defending. Aleister Black
Oh, Alex
I was about,
defending his championship.
I was
You know
about
who
to
you
say,
want to
damn,
win.
I didn't get that alert from the 434.
Andrade Cien Almas defending his championship against Aleister Black.
Say it the right way.
No
say
more
it the way
dirt
you
sheets.
normally say it.
What?
Oh,
Say
shit.
his name the way you normally say it.
How do I normally say it?
You know,
Andrade Cien Almas.
Oh, you took the fire out. You usually say it better.
I do.
You do.
Oh,
That
That's
sounds
usually your
so
thing.
retarded.
My bad.
That's usually his.
My bad.
That's usually his thing.
But Mr. Campbell, no, Mr.
I was
Collison.
about to say.
I'm about to say,
I
you
was
know,
about, I was
say,
about
my
to,
name
I was about to say he
changed,
looks.
apparently.
I mean, I'm like he looks like a Campbell. I mean, on paper probably.
Well, what the fuck is
Mr.
that supposed to mean, Pepper?
Mr. Collison, you're picking this match.
I'm gonna go Aleister Black.
Black. Always been on black. I
Damn,
agree.
it took a while to say.
I'm sorry.
Once you go black,
You never.
You need a wheelchair.
Okay, Terry Crews.
You
I
mean to
swear.
tell me you're not-
I swear
Yeah,
that. I
I'm not
swear.
a
Every
dude.
time I hear that
What?
now, that's what I go to.
Mr.
That's-
Campbell,
yeah.
your
Oh,
pick.
the deception.
I'm gonna go with Andrade Cien Almas
Cien?
because when Drew come back, whoo, he got some real heat to be his ass with. So yeah, I think they're gonna keep it until Drew come back. I think he's gonna keep it until Drew comes back.
Mr. Thunder.
He's 100.
Ooh. Okay. And Kev went with Aleister Black. So we're screwed. All right, we're gonna take a quick break, but
He's watching on live too, so now he can
He
see
is?
it. Yeah, yeah, he misspelled too. He's like, I got my presentations. I'm like,
what?
like what you
What'd you do? Make a PowerPoint, Kev?
exactly? You got a 5-point PowerPoint presentation.
But real quick, Kyle, you're not going to the Hall of Fame,
today,
right?
huh?
Okay.
I
Well,
am Players Hall of Fame, baby.
well, shout out to the Dudley Boys, man. That's one of my favorite tag teams going into the Hall of Fame. You got.
I got something to say about that when you get done.
Go ahead.
So
From what Bubba Ray said on Twitter.
no, not even that. So they put the Dudley Boys in.
Right.
Bubba Ray has a whole like second career in porn.
He does.
Yeah, he's friends with
He
a guy
does?
that he's friends with a guy at this point. He's made guest appearances, not him like not pulling his junk out, but he's been in porn movies, just him. You know, not having sex, but he's been in there.
See,
But
Pepper,
now,
Pepper,
let me
you're
finish.
reaching.
Let
You're
me finish.
You're reaching,
But they
Pepper.
put that
Quit
in,
trying to defend
but
China.
they
You're
don't
reaching.
put
You're reaching.
China
You're
in.
reaching. Has his
They
dick
don't
been out
put.
on camera?
Can I finish?
Has his
Cut his
dick
mic.
been
Cut his
out on
phone
camera?
off. So you put him in, and you
Has
don't
his
put
dick been
China
out on
in. It's
camera?
getting a little hypocritical. It's getting a
It's
little.
been hypocritical, man.
I'm like,
It
so I'm like,
has
you
his
have
dick been out on-
nothing
hey,
to
hey,
say. Now.
Pepper,
You have
Pepper,
multiple
Pepper,
people who are
Pepper,
affiliated with it,
Pepper,
and now you're putting
Pepper.
them
You
in.
did it.
Pepper.
You found it?
Pepper.
What?
Oh, I thought you were looking it up.
No,
It's
I'm not looking at shit.
not looking up him. It's not him, but he is heavy
Pepper Kyle.
associated with it.
All right.
so
Kyle.
it's
Pepper
getting
Kyle.
a little bit
Tony,
much.
Tony, make it quick, man.
Has his dick been out on camera?
He's been in sex scenes.
Has his dick been out on camera?
For one, I'm not gonna answer that question because it ain't my dick. But it's just getting like,
Has his
look,
dick been out? Hey,
y'all
hey,
gotta,
hey,
y'all,
has his dick been out on
your
camera?
excuse is no longer valid. Oh, my kids can look.
Hey,
Okay,
no,
if they
hey,
look
look,
him
look, look, this
up,
all I'ma
that's
say,
if
this
they
all I'ma
if they
say,
can
this all
Google
I'ma
him
say. Hey,
and look him
this
up,
all I'ma say.
it can do it.
This all I'm gonna say.
Look what you did.
This all I'm gonna say.
hundreds of people
If
have
you
parents
Google
who've been in
search-
porn.
Wait a second.
If you Google search Bubba Ray Dudley, you're not gonna find a bunch of his porn. If you do find him in the porn, you're not gonna see his dick out. Quit trying to grasp at straws so that you make the WWE feel bad for not having China in the Hall of Fame. I'm sick of this shit.
Anyway,
China-
it's no longer a valid excuse. That's my point.
It is a valid excuse.
Anyway,
it is.
okay.
It is, and I'm gonna tell
right,
you why.
3-minute break.
All right,
Thank
people.
you.
You couldn't be more than 5. You're so fat there,
Wait a second, what
Jack,
the
you
hell?
have to take off your shoes. Yeah, well, you're
What
so
the
skinny
fuck?
your eyes are in single file. Well,
This
you're
Mean
so
Girls?
ugly, your ears stick out to get away
This
from
true
your
Beverly
face.
Hills?
Well, your mama is
Hold
so...
it, wait a minute,
Vlad.
wait a minute. Don't bring anyone mother into
Oh,
this.
no.
She ain't here.
Who's
If it
that?
For your mother, you wouldn't be here. So remember, when you put down one mother, you putting down mothers all over
It's
the world.
Mr. T, dog.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Oh, wow. You really just took it back.
Mother.
Is that the
So treat her
podcast?
right.
Is that the podcast you was talking?
Yeah. No, that's Mr. T.
Hey, did you?
The greatest Hall of Fame speech of all time, man. That's what I was trying to set up. Great Hall of Fame speeches, but y'all wanted to argue about porn and shit.
That's a hell of a segue.
Let's get back to this.
No,
because,
let's not. Let's not. We ain't got enough time.
Real quick.
Hey, Tony, seriously, we don't have time, man. We got to get to these picks.
I'll see how it is.
All right, but real quick, let me run through the Hall of Fame class, man. We got Kid Rock, who's the celebrity edition. Mr. Jarius J.J. Robinson, who's the Warrior Award winner.
Okay.
Tag team, we got the Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray and Devon. We got Mark Henry, who's going to be inducted by the Big Show.
I think that's a good inductor.
Hillbilly Jim, who's going to be inducted by Jim Hart.
Okay.
Double J Jeff Jarrett will be inducted by the Road Dogg. Ivory will be inducted by Molly Holly.
I
And
like that.
Goldberg will be inducted by Paul Heyman. All right, so let's go ahead and get to this WrestleMania card real quick so we can get our picks in there because we got a lot of matches on this shit. So let's start off. It's probably going to be our tiebreaker unofficially, but the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I'm going to go first because I'm next up in line. And I have no idea who the fuck I think going to win this match. So I'm just going to throw a name out there. Fuck it. Killian Dane.
Ooh.
I think he surprises people. Killian Dane.
And Andre the Giant Battle Royal?
Yeah, he was in it last year, I think.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. So fuck it. I'm going with Killian Dane.
He's in it this year?
He was in it last year. They might put him in there again.
Okay.
Mr. Campbell, your pick.
Shit. It's like winning the lottery. Fuck it, Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy. That's a nice pick, sir. Mr. Thunder.
I was gonna go with Jeff, and now I'm changing my mind.
You don't
I'm
have
gonna
to.
go with huh?
So you know you don't have to, right?
I'm gonna go with the safe bet. I'm gonna go with Matt.
Matthew.
Oh wait, my bad. I'm going with Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler. That's not a bad pick. All right, Mr. Collison, your pick.
Since I really didn't have somebody picked to win this shit, I like where Tony's head's at, to be honest. I'm going to go with Ziggler just because I want to see him do something.
I want to see heel Ziggler.
So he's
Straight up, dude, that's my only reason. I just want to see Ziggler do something because I'm tired of seeing him not do shit.
and Kev.
Exactly.
And how about that they really messed up that angle, not having him come back and do some of that U.S. title. He drops it and then just
That's a long story.
they
I don't even want to get into it because that pisses me off.
So Kev's pick, Apollo Crews.
Where the fuck did he come up with that one?
I swear to God, if Apollo Crews wins this shit, I quit the show. Hell no.
Wait. Do we have a stipulation now?
And if Apollo
We
Crews
never even
wins this
finished the
shit,
last one.
I
dude,
quit.
so-
But hell, Apollo Crews.
All right. Women,
I swear. Now I'm worried because that's just so fucking
dead as fuck
outlandish.
over here.
It might actually happen. That's just so outlandish that actually could happen.
all right. Women's Battle
Oh
Royal,
my God.
a.k.a. not the Fabulous Muda. Battle Royal.
Over under, but somebody
AKA
accidentally
not
slips and
Fabulous
says
Muda.
that.
What?
Over under, somebody actually slips up and almost says it.
I'm not taking
I
that.
can see Cole fucking up and getting cussed out by Kevin Dunn. Headset. The woman's back.
Mr. Campbell, why don't you go ahead and make your prediction, sir?
I'm gonna go with my heart, Becky Lynch.
Go with Becky. Mr. Thunder,
That's me.
ESPN.
that is you.
Man, I was gonna go with Becky, and me and Pepper never usually see eye to eye, but we agree on a lot of things, just not a lot of things.
I agree with you.
I'm gonna
We
go
agree that
with-
I'm right.
Man, I'm gonna go with my heart on this one too. I want to go with my brain. My brain said Becky, but my heart is saying Naomi.
Naomi. All right. Mr. Collison.
So I'm torn between two of them. My gut pick was Becky, but the other one that I threw up just because.
Jesus, I didn't know everybody really was thinking that. I thought that was really. I really didn't think
dude, I just.
it makes sense to give her something.
Okay, my reason behind that is I just was hoping that they'd finally do something with her because they
Yeah.
ain't done shit with her. And
Yeah.
if it ain't her, I was hoping
Yeah.
it'd be Natty. But fuck it. I'm going with Becky.
Becky?
Yeah, I thought Becky was like the obvious pick.
Yeah, I said give her something, man. She's just.
I just am
doing
so tired
nothing.
of her getting shit on, dude.
And she's so good, man. That's the thing that pisses me
But you got
off.
to think
about it.
Naomi won the title last year at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
they
that's
got to
true.
give her.
I mean, she hasn't had Becky hasn't had anything to do in probably a year.
True.
Yeah.
I'm going with Bailey in this one because I think
Really?
I think they're actually going to start building
I like
her.
that pick.
I think they're going to start
That's a
building her
good-
up the right way.
That's a good
Sasha's
pick.
going to turn heel. Bailey's going to be the baby face, and I think they're going to actually start
I
building
agree
her
with
up.
everything except for the win because
like that pick.
I think Bailey knocks Sasha out the ring. Sasha then uses that to fully turn heel, gets back into the ring, knocks Bailey out. They brawl on the side,
I can
and
see
then
that.
that's what builds their feud.
I can see that too.
And by the way, I'm slowly starting to come around on Bailey. This what they've been doing with her lately.
Uh-huh.
I like it. If everybody listens back to the old episodes, you know what? I was just sick of her. Nice ass, but just sick of her.
And
Now I'm getting over it. I hate that the fucking belly to belly is your finisher. That's the dumbest move to have as a finisher. But other than
How
that,
dare
I'm
you.
starting to come over to.
I'm going to call Ken Shamrock and tell him you said that.
All right, next match we have the Cruiserweight Championship, Mr. Mustafa Ali versus Cedric Alexander.
Bathroom
By the
break
way,
match.
Kev went with Becky Lynch in the
Jesus.
I told you she was the obvious pick.
When do we reserve the right to change our picks?
You don't. Mr. Thunder, your pick,
That's
sir.
me.
That's you. Your pick, sir.
Damn.
Cedric versus
Man, I
Mustafa
think
Ali.
Cedric better get it, man. If he don't, man, I don't know what the fuck they doing.
They're gonna give it to
Cedric
him.
been
They want
busting
that
his
Black
ass to
Panther
get this
heat.
title, and every time he's been trying to get it, they fuck him over one way or the other. It's Cedric's time to get this title.
I wonder if he'll come out in something Black Panther inspired.
Ooh. Mr. Collison.
Cedric.
Cedric for me.
I hate agreeing with y'all assholes.
But the problem is Kevin probably picked him too. That's the
I
bad
hope he picked Mustafa.
Who's
Who
your pick?
cares?
Picking
Pick.
Cedric.
Cedric.
Across the board.
We all agree. Cedric.
Shit.
Fuck.
Watch this be the one
Kevin,
that does it. Watch
you're not
this
allowed
be
to
the
pick
match.
no more because you jinx us all.
Watch this be the match that actually
Yeah.
screws everybody's bracket up.
All right. Well, no, it's not. It's not even going to matter because everybody got the same thing. Daniel Bryan and Mr. Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Gonna be good.
Sami
Zayn. Mr. Collison, your pick.
Obviously, Daniel Bryan.
KO and Sammy.
They're not gonna have him lose in his fucking comeback,
Look at after everything they've done to him
bro.
in his previous career. You don't think
Come
they
on,
would
hurry
use
up. Get to my
WrestleMania to screw
turn.
him
Get to
over?
my turn. Hurry up.
Do him a second.
Ooh, me.
Kyle.
Obviously, they're gonna use this to put them on Raw. So yeah, Daniel Bryan and Shane. Shane gets a concussion.
That'd be such poor taste, but they've done worse.
It's his WrestleMania tradition.
Mr. Thunder,
Damn.
your pick.
Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens is gonna win because Daniel Bryan turns on Shane.
Heel Daniel Bryan.
I wouldn't be mad at it. I really wouldn't.
Yeah, they ain't got the balls to do that
Or one of them turn it. Either Shane go turn or or Daniel Bryan go turn. One of the motherfuckers go turn. And at the end of the day, Cammy's winning.
Alrighty.
shit. I hate that name.
So, Tony,
That's me.
you and me riding with your boy Kev, man. We all got Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Oh, God damn, that's my answer.
Yeah,
Daniel
that's
Bryan
what's
winning.
hey, that's what's gonna be what gets
Lord.
us over. That's what's gonna be what gets us over. Boom.
All right,
God
next.
damn it! Don't do a pound that hard. Shit.
Pussy.
Next, and this is going to be very interesting. Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey versus Stephanie and Shane. I got the first pick. Of course. Triple H and Stephanie, man.
I think that could happen.
What?
No.
I honestly think
Did you say
Stephanie's
of course
ego.
to that?
Yeah, he did.
I honestly can see that happening.
Dude, when has Stephanie McMahon or Triple H,
Stephanie,
not necessarily
Stephanie.
Triple H, but when has
Stephanie.
Stephanie ever got her comeuppance?
I mean, she got knocked the fuck out from going through a table.
When's the last time she actually had a match at Mania?
I'm not even talking about a match, just in general. When did she
What was that?
ever get her comeuppance?
That's 21 with Trish.
No,
He was the women's champion.
Nikki at Mania. Oh, that's been a while. But yeah, and let me just go ahead and say this. All right, I don't like how they're booking Ronda Rousey. I don't like it.
She needs a
They did a
mouthpiece.
great job the week before when they had her as a killer, getting ready to snap what's her name's arm, and Kurt Angle had to like rein her in.
And what
But-
the hell was that move that Stephanie put on? Was that like a sambo? Like what was that? Like a modified STO? Like what the hell was that?
when she went to the table?
Yeah, like somebody botched that. Either Stephanie botched the hold or Ronda botched the fall because that looked awkward as shit.
I just
How do you botch a fall?
I just didn't like.
Watch the footage.
I can tell you one thing that made it look weird, and I think this is what you're getting at. The table didn't initially break.
No,
As soon
I'm
as she
saying
hit the table,
the way
she
she
smacked the table,
landed,
then it broke.
the way she landed, it looked weird. Because I'm like,
Yeah, because the table didn't initially break. Like when she hit the table, she kind of bounced off of it, then the table broke. Like if you go back and watch, as soon as her back hits the table, she bounces off the table,
Right.
and then it breaks. Like she didn't go through it. She bounced off of it, then it broke. It was a weird as, like, I thought it was going to be a I am the table Botchamania moment, but yeah, the table didn't initially break.
And you know, another thing I didn't like about it was after she went through the table, she's just sitting there staring at Stephanie McMahon, and I'm like, no.
that's
Yeah, but she,
that's
but
what
she
gets you
did.
down.
See, this is my thing. I saw that too, and I initially thought like, oh shit, she's not selling. But then I noticed like she was kind of making it seem like she was trying to get up but couldn't. Like when she was staring at Stephanie, she had this look on her face like she was trying to get up, then she would like lay her head back down, like
Right.
she was too hurt to get up.
You know what
I think that was a save. But
you know what I would like to see in that situation? When Ronda's
What?
sitting there staring at her, I would rather see Stephanie jump on her and get some more punches in, get some more licks in, man.
Yeah.
Like really turn it
yeah,
up.
she
Man.
should have.
It was too much dead air. Basically, she hits her,
Right.
stares. I'm like, that's what gets you down. I'm like, shit. I know Mike Chioda got knocked out for like 20 minutes by one elbow from the Undertaker once. But I'm like, Jesus, that was one move that should not have knocked you down that long.
Mr. Campbell, your pick.
I'm gonna go with Stephanie and Triple H.
All righty. Mr. Thunder.
Man, I don't think they will have Ronda lose her first match. I'm going with Ronda and Kurt. They built this whole WrestleMania around her being a big star. I don't know why she would lose. I want Triple H and Stephanie to win. I think Triple H and Stephanie is going to win, but I think, like, business-wise, Ronda's going to over.
Because think about it, Ronda could beat the shit out of Stephanie. Kurt takes that pin.
I see that, but, like I said, like, I want Triple H and Stephanie to win, but I don't think they're going to have Ronda lose at WrestleMania in her first match. I could see it happening, but I don't think it will.
Mr. Collison.
I'm going with Ronda
Of course.
for two reasons. A, I don't think she's going to lose her first match, but secondly, I think they've made Kurt like a bitch for too long.
He's been horrible since he's come back.
I think it's
He's been
time
getting
for
his ass whooped
I
by
think it's
Triple H
time
too
for
much.
Kurt to just come out and throw his ass around a little bit.
And then it's like, where was that outburst from that started this whole thing? Hey, Triple H, didn't you say that you want to get the bitch? I'm like, dude, what? Like, where did that come from? Like, that was not even set up anywhere in your character.
They did that because they had to set up Kurt and Ronda because Rock couldn't make it.
But it's still harboring back to like the Survivor Series with him and Kurt, and I'm like, yeah, but
yeah,
it's still like you guys had lots of time in between to build something up between him and Triple H. How you could go back to the old manias, but it's just been weird the way they've used him since he's come back.
All right, we got to move on, fellas. SmackDown Tag Team Championships. We have the Bludgeon Brothers, the New Day, and the Usos.
Man,
wait, who did Kev go with on that one?
Oh yeah, good point.
Kev goes last. Mr.
He's
Campbell.
talking about the Rousey match.
No, I'm talking about on the last one. You didn't say
I
about
did?
the Ronda and Triple H who Kev was.
Oh, Ronda Rousey.
Fuck.
Damn.
Tony, we're fucked, dude.
my authority.
Mr. Campbell, SmackDown Tag Team Championships.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with y'all. I don't give a shit about this match.
What the fuck?
I like the New Day. I'm tired of them. They need to break up. Usos, I love them, but it's getting a little boring with them.
What?
I like the Bludgeon Brothers, but they're obviously not gonna give it to them. Fuck it, the New Day.
Good
I'm,
lord.
if I was watching this, other than the cruiserweight match, this is when I would take it. This is when I take my shit.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, this is when I'd say.
I think it's gonna be a good match.
It's just boring now. It's like it's Usos and New Day. It's like I've
got
seen
you.
everything y'all got to do.
Mr. Thunder.
No, you haven't. I'm going with the Usos on this. They retain.
All right.
They finally have their Mania moment.
Mr. Collison.
I would love for it to be the Usos, but I'm gonna go wild card and take the Bludgeon Brothers.
I feel like the Bludgeon Brothers are like the obvious pick.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like the Usos almost the obvious pick because they've been crying.
No.
We need a WrestleMania.
No,
man.
the
We've been
Bludgeon
on
Brothers like
pre-shows."
destroyed both teams at whatever the last pay-per-view was, and they've been running roughshod through everybody. So
They finally booked Harper good.
I'm gonna go ahead and say
If you say so.
I'll say Bludgeon Brothers, even though
Who Kev say?
Kev said the New Day.
Shit.
Ha
Yes, it is.
The Usos winning.
ha. Fuck your couch.
All right, Mr. Thunder.
Mr. Droop.
That's me.
Hey, get the Droop.
We got another tag team match. We got The Bar versus Braun Strowman.
And vacant.
And this is going to be one of our tiebreakers. Who do you think the partner's going to be?
Who?
The winner. Who? The winner of this match will be Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley.
Wow.
That actually took balls. I'm not mad at that.
Wow.
Good pick, sir. Very good pick. Mr. Collison.
Damn.
Braun and Who Wants to Walk with Elias?
Eh.
Braun and Elias. You know,
Braun and Bray would make the most sense, but I don't know what the fuck they doing
I
with
don't
Bray.
think they're gonna do that.
They
I think Bray's coming back in the.
to keep Bray the hell away from Braun. I don't want that rub.
I think Husky Harris comes back in the Battle Royal
Oh my
from the
God.
Lake of
Because of
Reincarnation.
Lake of Rejuvenation.
No, you know what would be better if he came back as IRS Jr.
Oh my God.
That would
Oh
be
my God.
perfect. Just see the
No,
suspenders
no,
and the
no,
tie.
With the dreads and everything.
By
What
the way,
the
if it wasn't
fuck?
for Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman wouldn't be who he is right now.
Oh man, I would love IRS coming back.
So, Tony, the reason why I told you that Bobby Lashley was a great pick because that's exactly who I was thinking, man. So,
Fuck both of
good
y'all.
job, man.
Really?
I was sitting there thinking.
But wait a
Who
minute though.
beat them though. Shit.
Okay, but my only thing with that, because I thought that too, but my only reason I didn't go with Bobby Lashley is if you notice when EC3 came up to NXT, they wouldn't put him on there until he was completely off their TV. He was just
Bobby's
on
not on
Impact.
TV?
He was just on their TV last week.
But you got to remember, Bobby Roode was on TNA, and they announced him on TNA as NXT champion Bobby Roode. So
Oh,
I don't think that really.
Well, Mr. Campbell, your pick.
I'm kind of intrigued by your Lashley. Throw in. Yeah, Braun and question mark.
That doesn't give
No,
a
you-
Who's your question
tiebreaker
mark?
pick.
That's a tiebreaker.
Braun and partner, because I don't want to say Bobby Lashley.
You
got to
pick a tiebreaker
You gotta-
pick.
That's a tiebreaker, man. You got to throw your
Yeah.
partner out there.
I'll say Braun and Elias.
Elias. Well, Kev went with Braun.
And Brains.
And who?
And brains.
That was gold. Man.
Braun and who?
That
Brains.
was Brains. His twin brother. That shit was gold, man.
But no,
Oh,
he
my
said
God.
Kev said Braun and Rey Mysterio.
I already told this dummy this. Like,
Ooh.
it
He's
can't be
not-
Ray because Ray.
That's actually the smartest thing he didn't pick
That's
all
what
night.
I had
No,
heard. But
it's
with Ray's
really not.
tricep injury,
It
and
can't
then
be.
his
I
days-
told
Because
Kev.
Ray got pulled out of that NXT New Japan strong
I
style
told
event.
Kev this. Like, it's Strong Style Evolved. He got in the ring and said the reason I didn't have the match with Jushin Thunder Liger is because my bicep is torn.
And he's natural. He's not trying to get surgery on.
Yeah,
he's trying
like,
to naturally.
yeah. Like, I tried to tell him.
Hey, Randy,
this.
how much time we got?
I don't know.
Hey, oh, that's
Well,
good.
fuck, we can go all
That
night.
means
then.
we go all night.
We have another 13 minutes or so.
Oh shit.
All right,
that's
we're
good.
going to speed through these.
Oh, look at-
Damn. Is that many still?
Yeah, it's a lot of fucking matches, man. We're going to speed through these. Asuka versus Charlotte. White Cow. Not racist.
Racist.
I think Oscar's gonna win.
Asuka.
The bazooka.
I agree. Asuka.
The bazooka.
Black Cow.
I'm not answering it. No, fucking with you. Oscar.
I was gonna say, shut the
Oscar.
fuck up.
Oscar.
Mr. Thunder.
I think Carmella beats Charlotte
Mr.
for the
Mr.
Oscar
Wait,
still
Mr.
keep
Thunder.
her
Wait,
straight.
Mr. Thunder. Mr. Thunder.
Huh?
You know
I'm
what?
here. Can you hear me?
You know what? Fuck it. I'll allow it. Go ahead.
I think Carmella is going to beat Charlotte so that Oscar still keeps her streak, but Charlotte still loses the belt.
So you're saying Carmella.
Yeah. So Oscar still doesn't get pinned or submitted, but Charlotte still loses the belt.
And Kev
What
said
did Kev say?
Kev said Asuka. Now, the next question is, and this is a tiebreaker.
Because I was
You-
waiting for this. I was
Tony,
waiting for this.
you already answered it, but does Carmella cash in?
Failed cash in.
No.
Failed cash in.
So
I'm saying no. I'm saying no. It's not gonna be a failed cash in.
does she cash in?
Yeah, and I'll tell you why I think so. I like the Lillian Garcia podcast. She was on it this week, and she didn't say she was going to cash it in, obviously, but she was like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it where there's a lot of extra and all kinds of shit to it. So where else is more extra to do it?
She cashes in and she's successful.
The night after
That's why I
Raw,
say
mean,
she cashes in.
Yeah,
and
that
Asuka
works too.
wins.
I say yes.
Either way, I'll be in that bitch.
I say yes, she cashes in and
I
she
did it
fails.
just so you can ring the bell. I know you wanted to, Kyle.
All right, Mr. Campbell, does she cash in and is she successful?
Cash in, not successful.
Yes.
Damien Sandow rules.
Yes and no. All right, Mr. Thunder, you said she cashes in and she's successful, right?
she cashes in the match like Seth did.
The
And she's
heist of the
successful, yeah.
century. The heist of the century.
All right. And Mr.
Russ.
Russ.
What did Kev say?
Damn.
Yes, she cashes in and she loses. Yes, and she fails.
So he think Oscar gonna win the match? She cash in on Oscar and she lose to Oscar.
Yep.
I can see that too. All right, but I went with my pick. So.
That's what I said.
All right. Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss. I go up first. Nia Jax.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm bored of Bliss, man. She bores the shit out of me now.
Mr. Campbell.
Nia Jax wins.
Mr.
You
Mr.
gotta
Thunder.
be a star. You gotta give the bully your comeuppance.
Mr. Thunder.
Watch it on television.
Man, it would make too much sense to give it to Nia. I don't think they will, but I'm gonna go with my heart and say that Nia wins this.
Mr. Collison.
Nia.
All right, we're all across the board. Nia Jax. All right,
Shit.
next match. RKO. Bobby Roode. Rusev Day. Gender.
Rusev
Oh
Day.
man,
U.S.
Rusev
Championship. Mr. Campbell.
I'm gonna go with Randy, even though my heart wants Rusev.
Mr. Thunder.
man. I say I'm gonna go with Campbell. I'm gonna go with Pepper Kyle Chaos on this one, man. I'm gonna say that Orton retains.
I see it being a boring match, though.
Mr. Collison.
I don't want him to. I don't want him to retain, but I just think he is.
The smart money would be you give it to Rusev. Like, come on, but it's Randy.
Don't you
I want to say Randy, but I'm going Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode? All right.
Yeah, that was my second pick.
I want to go with Rusev. But I think they give it to Jinder Mahal.
Really?
Yep.
That was my third pick.
And you know
my
what?
last pick is that Rusev is not getting it no matter what.
Hey, and just so y'all know,
Tony's
What
that
did
type.
Kev say?
Tony's that type of motherfucker where he plays numbers in law. Damn, I should have played my numbers backwards.
that's called box. Hey, and just so y'all know, I'm not just, avoiding Kev's picks. He also picked Jinder Mahal.
Really?
Yeah.
So in other words, Devin's fucked.
Wait, is there a possibility that the Andre the Giant Battle Royal winner could be Dean Ambrose?
Nah, from what I heard, he's still got some time left.
Wait, hold on. We'll get to that in a second. Next match, we have Miz versus Seth versus Finn for the IC title.
Get Tony out the way so he can get his Miz tangent on.
Tony?
Demon Finn.
Mr. Collison.
I'm going Finn, but I don't think he's going to go Demon.
He's definitely going Demon. It's WrestleMania.
It's got to be Demon Finn.
If
I
not
hope so. I would love it,
If
but
not now, when?
I'm just saying. I would think the only reason I say that is
And if not me, then who?
If not where, never mind. Go ahead. Go ahead, Kyle.
all I was saying is usually like I
That's
just feel
wrong,
like
Kyle, but okay.
every time. Well, you looked at me, motherfucker.
No. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Anyway, all I was saying is I think that most of the time they've used the demon thing. It's when he's had like a specific feud. And if they are going to do it, I could see it like if him and Seth go at each other after this, I could see him doing it. I just don't see it for Mania because there's no like one set.
It just before a pop, just to have the entrance.
Yeah.
Basically.
So that's
But
my
it says
only,
Mania, though. That's why I say.
yeah. Well, I could see it for that reason. But
Mr. Campbell?
Seth freaking Rollins,
Seth?
which
frickin'
would make him a Grand Slam champion.
He didn't have any kind of.
Oh,
Yes, he did.
nice point.
Yeah, I thought he had
When
the
did he
Intercontinental
ever?
already.
No, he
before?
didn't. No, he
That's what I'm
didn't.
saying. Yeah, he
Oh.
never.
When did he have a
this-
U.S. title?
Yeah, he did.
When he had
he was
the,
WWE
he was a
champ.
double
He had
dual
both.
champion.
Because he took it from Cena.
So this would make him. This
Oh,
would be
yeah, that's
another.
right.
Yeah, this would be another story.
Well, everybody that picked Finn was screwed because Kev went with Finn as well.
Fuck you,
Next
Kev.
match, we have.
freaking
Oh,
Rollins.
shit.
All right, so it's not
And your mama don't love you, bitch.
So all right, the match isn't official, but Cena Taker, we know is pretty much going to happen.
I'm so bored with
Mr. Collison.
If it happens, take her.
I think they may troll us all and the shit don't happen.
I could see that. That's why I said if it happens.
Because if it didn't happen tonight, it doesn't. There's no fucking point.
I say Cena, Mr. Campbell. Mr. Mr. Campbell. Your last name Campbell, right? Okay,
That's
Campbell.
that's my
Black
first
Cow.
Pepper.
If air quotes if it happens, Biker Taker.
Taker. Mr. Thunder.
I like Big Evil Taker too. There's
You
a
know,
difference.
I was gonna say that the reason that the Undertaker hasn't been responding with the lightning or the lights turning out and all that shit is because he is the biker. But Cena wins. LOL.
I agree with you. And you know what? I just realized
Cena wins.
Kev did not give an answer for this one, so I have to get this from him and post that later.
So you think they bring Taker back just to lay down for Cena?
It's John Cena.
It's gonna be his last match. You go
That's
in
what-
the way you go out. He's John freaking Cena.
John Cena's the greatest of all time.
I could see that,
All right.
so I'm not mad at that.
He is.
I'm not. That's what pisses me off about this feud because I'm like, you go back to Cena's coming out party, John Cena, ruthless aggression. After that match, he shakes Taker's hand. Taker literally gave him the rub on camera. That's how you build this. I mean, his first damn theme song had Taker's name in it.
Well, you
this
don't
is
exactly.
Why, this is why they blown this. This could have been a good feud. You
I don't
even
think
need
they
that
blew
long.
it.
I think they built it right because if you think about it, Taker's been ignoring him. He gave him that nod and that rub in the beginning. Why would he give him that nod and that rub now? Just so he can say, "Oh, hey, Cena, you're right about me liking you."
Not
when
to-
he already had that.
Not to mention, in my opinion, the other thing I liked with it is I just thought that it was cool that he's not responding. Like, fuck you. I don't
thought
have
it was
to respond
cool
to you.
up
Wait, we
until
gotta-
last night because
Guys,
then it's
we got 5 minutes left. We got to hurry up. AJ Styles versus Nakamura. Collison.
AJ,
Knock. Mr. Campbell.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Mr. Thunder.
Styles retains.
Ooh. Okay. And Kevin went with Nakamura as well.
Fuck me.
haha, fuck you guys.
Good
I'm
job,
air
Kyle.
high fiving you, bro.
Sugar Kyle.
If you look in
Yeah.
the camera, there's a high five there.
There's also an L right behind it.
Like
Anyway,
A high five and a fuck you to Kyle.
next match, which is the easiest to predict, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Can we all just put Roman Reigns?
Is
Yep.
it that simple though?
It is because Brock's gonna lose.
Okay. Let's play it out. I'm saying Roman Reigns. Black Cow.
Yeah, Roman Reigns.
All that for
Tony
nothing.
Thunder.
Roman Reigns, man.
White Cow.
Roman Reigns. Alicia's
Kev
boy-
said
I
Roman
was
Reigns
just about
as
to
well.
say she's gonna fucking squirt when he runs.
Whoa.
Gonna clean up on aisle 3 the second he gets that 3 count.
Whoa.
All right, we're done. Those are our picks. All right.
Who did Kev go with?
Roman Reigns. Across the board, man. Everybody.
All right.
Lex Luger.
Can we do a
Lex
Raw
Luger
after
2.0.
call up? We do a Raw after call up?
Who has the momentum though? Who would they really need?
Velveteen,
Not yet.
maybe Undisputed Era, and I say Ember Moon.
I'm like, if you take Ember out, that
I already said Killian Dane and
Dillian
AOP.
Kane. What is Dillian Kane doing in the Impact Zone?
Dillian Kane.
Dilly.
Dilly.
They gave Kane the first name?
Big Daddy King. We're running short on time, man. So real quick, Mr. Collins, why don't you go ahead and throw the information out there real quick for our fights that's coming up next week, man.
April 14th, Burton Manor. Watch some motherfuckers get their ass whipped. And come check out Knockouts and 3 Counts. And hopefully somebody gets knocked the fuck out and fuck their couch.
All right. Throw your social media out there too, sir.
At Detroit Knockout, at Detroit NOKOUT, Kyle Collison on Facebook. And look at our Facebook page and like that motherfucker and share it. Knockouts and 3 Counts podcast page.
Mr. Thunder, what you got coming up, man? And throw your social media out there.
I hurt my elbows last Saturday. I'm out to further notice.
Can't
I'm trying
throw
to wipe
bows
my
with
ass
it.
so I can take this shit I've been holding
Throw
on for 3
bows
days.
with it.
Tony
Throw
Thunder on
bows with
Facebook. Tony
Throw
_Thunder
bows
on Instagram.
Throw
Tony Thunder all over the place. Even though I hurt my elbows, I can still throw up the Rat Pack symbol. Facebook.com/Rat Pack. Get your merch, get your memes on, get your likes on. We the pack, and we pack as fuck. Now that's pack.
And Tony, I'm not trying to steal your shit, but I'm not going to lie. I definitely like those hoodies and shit. I feel like I had the idea of getting the motherfuckers for the show, dude, just because I thought they were dope.
Now that's pack, bro. I appreciate that.
Mr. Campbell.
Hit me up, man. We can get you one, man. You know, get your initials on the sleeves.
Mr. Campbell.
At Team Chaos, Twitter and Instagram. Kyle J. Campbell on Facebook.
And I am Devin. Hit me up on Twitter at Devin63. That's DEVINTHE63. Hit me up on Instagram at all
Hey, bro.
no sizzle. Huh?
Why you just say that like you was doing one of those old 90s
I noticed
love
that
video
his
things
voice
where it's
just
like,
got
I'm
real
Devin.
soul.
I like long walks
You-
on the beach.
Hold on.
I like
you
my
have that
hair
quiet.
played
You
with.
went to the quiet storm, and I'm Devin.
I'm Devin. You gave
Devin,
me a
if I want
I'm
to get
Devin,
a
I'm
car,
Sagittarius. Are you?
can I, you got the hookup on that?
You need a car, Tony? I'll tell you how to get a car.
I need a car,
You
man.
go to SouthfieldQualityCars.com. When you go in there to purchase your vehicle, use the reference code 19309.
1939.
That's 19309.
That's what's up.
1939.
And
And bar mitzvahs,
you would get
birthdays,
$500
weddings,
off on your
funerals,
purchase.
anything you want. RentAWrestlingRing.com. Get you a damn wrestling ring. We come set it up and wrestle in it for you.
Make sure you check out Reality News Era page on Facebook. Come hit us up at Buffalo Wild Wings.
KLC3pod.com.
Yes, sir. KL3CPod.com. Hit us up at Buffalo Wild Wings this Saturday for NXT TakeOver, people. And we'll be watching
Sad voice.
well, hold on. And then we'll be watching the UFC there too. And yeah.
Okay.
For Mania.
Sad voice, man.
Come to Bailey's.
Do we have the Incredible Hulk music, Randy?
Oh, man.
No. Come to Bailey's.
Be the
in Dearborn,
last
Michigan.
time at
For the
Bailey's,
last time.
fellas.
Well, we can still go
Look,
there. We just don't
everybody
have to watch
in the
WWE.
Reality News Era group, anybody that follows us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff, come to
Snapchat, Black
Bailey's
Shannon,
this Sunday and watch
MySpace,
WrestleMania with us one last time at Bailey's.
Grinder.
Hey,
This will be the last time. Sad reacts
it's a,
only.
it's a sad moment, man. But look, we
Pour
gonna
one
go
out.
out. We gonna go
Pour
out with
one
a
for
blast,
Bailey's.
man.
Pour one out for Bailey's.
Yeah. And then
What the fuck? Kev is really bored at work because that text message he just sent to all of us, dog. Look at your phone.
well, with all that being said, people, thank you all for listening. Shout out to Breaking Down the Ring for partnering up with us at Buffalo Wild Wings. We'll be there. Come check us out. All that good stuff. Check us out next time. We'll break down WrestleMania.